out. I believe this was the Lemonade visual album, right? She appears as Oshun, a Yoruba water goddess of female sensuality, love, and fertility. Oshun is often shown in yellow and surrounded by fresh water. And this is exactly what Beyonce is depicting and symbolizing for everybody to know out in the open. It's not something that she hides. It's not something that she's ashamed of. She is very proud to let everybody know who she serves. And I find that to be very interesting because a lot of Christians, we want to be all timid. We want to be shy. We don't want to share our faith, even though we serve the one true God. But we have so many people who are bold in their beliefs. And the fact of the matter is they're serving false gods and deceiving millions and millions of people. But that's besides the point. On Reddit, which I found to be very interesting because people were talking on Reddit. And, you know, they were saying that Beyonce is the reincarnated Oshun, and that Solange, her sister, is Yemaya, which we just heard our brother Alex, former warlock, talk about, right? And come to find out, they said that in her lyrics of her song, Black Parade, she mentioned this. She said, baby sister reppin' Yemaya. So extremely heavy as well. Now, this is an article from Teen Vogue, which is interesting, but it says the history of Yemaya, Santeria's queenly ocean goddess mermaid. I want to read to you one part. I think I highlighted it. Yep, I did right here. I found this to be extremely interesting. It says Yemaya is perhaps the most nurturing of all the Orishas, and it's believed that all life comes from her deep, nourishing waters. Blasphemous.
So I transitioned from 21 divisions Dominican voodoo, into African voodoo. It has African, Cuban, and Haitian voodoo. And when I went there, that's when it got real. That's when I started dealing with big-time drug dealers, big-time artists. I'm not gonna say who are they, but they were big-time artists that were paying. They were paying the high priest that I was going under, paying him so that they can get fame. And they would use the music of the African beats as samples into their music to conjugate people to like their music.
Remember that part too, because that's also going to be useful in about 4 minutes.
It's bugged out, but it's true. And then the drug dealers, they would pay off the high priest to protect them from the cops, protect them from the ops and stuff like that.
You from law enforcement, or whether you specifically or someone else that's a part of it.
So basically, you would come to a high priest and you would tell the high priest, listen, I'm about to do something, right? And would you ask your protector to protect me? So what they would do is they would have a coconut, and then they would have shells, and they would read from the shells. They would read the shells, and they would tell you the future. They would tell you by the spirit. The spirit would speak to them, and this is real stuff, like black magic. They call it black magic.
I've heard of that. Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Black magic.
Yeah, it's the same thing. So blood rituals. They would kill. They would sacrifice animals,
like a chicken,
a goat. It could be anything, and they would feed their saints. They would feed their saints. That's what they called, idols. And
Skrilla 6'7", very open about how he sacrifices animals to his deities. Very open about it. If you do a simple Google search, you will find everything that you need to find as it relates to that conversation. He's very open about it. He posted about it on Instagram. He literally is holding the animal by the horns after he just, sacrificed. It's all out there for you if you want to find that information. Now, he also said something very interesting. He said that these artists are paying for fame, and they're going to these leaders within the religious community or the, dark magic community, whatever you want to call it. Is it Santeria or what? I don't know what it's called, but you get what I'm trying to say, right? They're going to these individuals and they're paying for fame. And they're actually using the beats, the African beats, which were specifically to honor their ancestors and to worship their ancestors. And they're inserting those into the music as a way to get people captivated and hooked. And I'm going to show you a video in a second of Skrilla literally admitting out of his own mouth that this is exactly what he does. All right?
Protect this person.
Wow.
And then they have to pay a lot of money for it. It's not something that's, oh, you know, we're going to do it for free. So you gotta pay the high priest good money so you can get protected.
And no one's like raising any eyebrows of like goats going into this building or chickens or nothing.
No, because in New York City they have marketplaces they can cut, you know, the butchers. They could do it there. So what they do is they buy the butcher, they buy from there, take it and have they'll do sacrifices, but they'll do it in a place that nobody won't know. It's very secretly. Like everything I'm saying is very secret. Like nobody doesn't know. You know, people do know what it is, but they won't come out and say it. They won't expose it.
So what's a scenario where this has protected you? Say if you were dealing drugs or running something or whatever you were doing, how did this protect you in a moment?
In a moment, it will keep me away. Like it will keep the police or whatever, the ops, away from the situation spiritually. Sometimes they won't. Sometimes it will. It's like a guessing game, and this is the thing about spirituality. Like people do it for the money, or sometimes the people are really warlocks, and they can speak to the dead
Closely.
Those for the Legua, which is the path opener, Ogun, Ochosi, Shango, Aigayu, Ochun, Yemaya, Oya, San Lazaro, and Abatala. This is the Legua, the path opener. This is the person who you come talk to when everything is going down and you feel like you're stuck between a room where there's no way out. You know, you speak to Elegua, you do things with Elegua. That's Ogun.
That right there's a goon.
This one is Ochosi. He's the hunter of the religion. That one is Chango, the Lord of Thunder, Lightning. This is Ochun, Odudua.
Just a further understanding, how much does these figures mean to you guys?
Well, to me, they mean the world.
Everything.
They mean everything to me.
You just get it and you gotta actually take care of everything and do the stuff that you're supposed to do. Yeah, before I signed my deal, that's what I asked for. And we was sitting in here before I even did it, the day before I did it, 2 days before I did it, and then I made my decision what I asked for, and then I got what I asked for.
So you really feel like you were blessed by higher powers to be signed and all that?
I know, for sure.
Wow. So do you think artists have to use black magic to be successful in the music industry? Let us know here on Channel 53.